a vote to do old episodes of Vita Carnis, so we will do that. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this.
Forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself.
I've got it.
Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms.
I'm going to start with the mimic one. Presumably, Facility 0 here is going to be on the Singularity. So, since everything so far in season 1 has been like a repetition
the mimic
of
is a
the
bipedal
pattern
creature
from
with
the
uncanny
documentary.
similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it
As a fun fact, I think the original thumbnail that I did for this used this specific face, and I just put like a crap ton of effects on it to make
happy
it
face. This is due to
look like a
coincidence,
neon,
and is only how their facial structure is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
I love just the cutout of audio here.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4.
I really wish that we got to see more of the young mimics, because I feel like it would be pretty unique to have a encounter with one. They almost are like just as their smaller, non-threatening form. It'd be almost like having an encounter with like a single coyote or something like that. It's like it's probably more scared of you than you would be of it, assuming that the carnies can feel fear, which, not guaranteed. Maybe these things are just absolutely fearless, but yeah, I just really would have liked to have seen a video where we got to learn a little bit more about the younger ones.
Or appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture. Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves.
At least that one's not like next to the
it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Another fun fact is, I think probably about, I don't know, maybe like 80% of the glitch effects in the explanation video I did were just me taking
Swiftly attack and
this
kill the
glitch
helpless
at the
target.
beginning where it goes to the video and just like cutting that up in different ways. The one mimic who looks like human. Yeah, I mean, none of us really do at this point. None of us, I guess I ought to start reading it. Do not fully understand older mimics and the one mimic who looks like human. None of us really fully understand it yet, just because I think that, like, the elder mimics have definitely not been in the series yet. But we do know for a fact that there is a lot of just kind of conspiracy and cover-up surrounding the mimics in general. Since, like, the mimic defense tape is so radically different from what's produced by, you know, non-government entities. I feel pretty confident that we're going to see an elder mimic soon. We might see one in the next video, haha. Which would be super cool. Honestly, I'd love to see one. But honestly, what I think would be really interesting is, with this season having been focused pretty much on like the basic forms of each of the Carnies, I'd really like to see season 2 be much more focused on the elder variants. Because we know we've got an elder meat snake. We know that there's such a thing as elder mimics. I don't see why those two would be the only ones who can undergo that kind of a transformation. It seems like it's gonna be more than just those two. And especially if there's a way for there to be like elder monoliths, that's probably pretty bad. Man, this is like the best part of the series still. The fingers reaching around. Bruh. I've never noticed this before, but if you look, it kind of looks like there's another mimic in the closet with her on the left. I have never noticed that before. I'm not going crazy, am I? That does kind of look like there's another one over here. Make sure I'm not, like, looking at a smudge on my screen. Nah. It's got that same kind of, like, pink hue to it.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving
I don't know
its
if there
mouth
would be a
toothless
trimming in the
grin.
closet, but it seems...
It uses the dark hue of its
I mean,
skin to hide
the biggest thing
seamlessly
is that the
within a
mimics
dark
don't hunt
environment.
in
Its skills have also been heightened.
groups, but... Huh, there's like different... Okay, I see. Yeah, I don't know if it would be a trimming, because, like, that's pretty high up. Let me see. I want to look at it again. Yeah, I think it's got to be either nothing or some sort of like other mimic. But yeah, if they do hunt in packs, like if they can cooperate, then that's some pretty new information.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization, and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The
Hello.
mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have...
I still am pretty certain that, like, the whole reason that the elder mimics are designed the way that they are is literally just so that Darian can do this shot in a later episode of, like, you know, somebody's walking through the woods and then you just see this face off in the distance.
Hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities.
3. I'm like, how often does it...
Pursued by a mimic,
I guess it happens...
get yourself...
It's pretty often, actually, that people will encounter a mimic that's, like, just not really doing anything, because that's where all of the pictures that you see of the mimics come from, is just people being like, hey, there's this thing over there, and I'm going to take a picture of it before I run for my life, because I don't want to get spotted by, 300-pound murder machine.
Into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective in...
The line, if you have a weapon, do not use it, is still just like, oh. Okay. That's probably not good.
Enough to bring it down in time. Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, Hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey, and will move on.
Be safe, and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the Harvester.
Yo, I forgot about this part. Munch, munch. I wonder how he did the Foley for this, the sounds.
The industry's leading collection of essential DVD.
Okay. I felt like I need to go ahead and turn off the lights so that it'll be nice and spoopy when the actual new episode releases. That's better. Let's see if I'm actually visible. If I'm not, I've got a light I can turn on, I think. Nah, I'm not visible. I guess I'm gonna turn the light back on. When did I start streaming? I started streaming like probably an hour ago. Do I need to... What do you think? Do I need to go turn it back off? On or off? What do you guys think? A flashlight. Here's what I probably can no flashlight. Let's see.
The tendrils, on the other hand, can
I think if I
extend up to
shine the flashlight at
150
my
meters
face, I'm
in diameter
gonna be
horizontally.
blinded. I don't know if
The
it'll be a
harvester
very
is a
enjoyable
specialized
watching
form of
experience
crawl that grows in a
then.
unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy
see.
provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with two types
Let's
of
try this.
specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump two types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin.
Oh yeah,
which
that's
will
good.
attack the
That's
nervous
perfect.
system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood
I have like a
cells from
lamp
clotting.
here, but I can't actually use it because I
Whenever a large
have run out of
animal moves
USB
across the
ports
area
on
lined
my
with these tendrils,
computer.
the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines.
Oh, there's a delay? How much of a delay are we talking? I see that now. Let me see if I can... All right. Hopefully it's a little bit better now. Am I streaming in a really low quality, or is it just... Okay, no, it was just the setting that my phone was on. Okay, I think that fixed it.
Will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in.
I want to clown on Darian a little bit for the cooking show. There we go.
Baby. Let this feeling in.
Have any information of the whereabouts of...
Be making a dish that has recently gained a fair amount of popularity. Today's dish will be a cheesy crawl penne. To start off, these will be the ingredients you will need. 3 cups of penne pasta. Roughly 3 cups worth of fresh crawl.
I'm gonna go
Try
and
to
do
get a
a post on
variety of
Instagram.
sizes when you buy yours, or when you harvest them yourself. 1 cup of cheese. Half a cup of green onion. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of Cajun spice. 2 tablespoons of parsley. 1 tablespoon of dill. 1 tablespoon of garlic. A pinch of pepper. And finally, the most crucial ingredient, Nutrier Company's newly released Flavor Enhancer. To bring out the richness of flavors within each and every meal. First, get a medium-sized pot and fill half of it with water. Add a pinch of salt, which is used to help the pot come to a boil faster and help flavor the pasta. Then, set aside to boil. Grab your crawl and a sharp knife. Begin to cut the meat into a rough mince.
All right. Yeah. Honestly, I bet it was a ton of fun to have to go through the process of like designing this whole recipe. Because like, even though it's...
Crawl is soft on the outside, but the interior has a surprising sturdiness.
Let's see. Sorry.
Then, gather the meat
my train of
and
thought
set
just got
aside.
totally thrown off. Give me just a second. I gotta send one text. Okay. I've got to get all of my chat stuff set back up after going and doing the Instagram post. All right. Now, where was I again?
Of penne pasta.
All right, yeah. Gotta clown on Darian.
3 cups worth of fresh scroll. Try to get a variety of sizes when you buy yours, or when you harvest them yourself.
All right. So I ain't no professional chef, but I don't think you want to get like, I think you want to have relatively uniform size of meat when you're cooking it, so that everything kind of cooks evenly. But you know,
1 cup of cheese. Half a cup of green onion.
that's so much green
1
onion.
teaspoon of salt.
That's so little salt.
2 tablespoons of Cajun spice.
That's so much Cajun
2
spice.
tablespoons of parsley. 1
That's not right amount of
tablespoon
parsley.
dill. 1 tablespoon of garlic.
That's so much
Pinch of
garlic.
pepper.
That's
And
so little
finally,
pepper.
The most crucial ingredient. Nutrier
Could never have
Company's
enough.
newly released flavor enhancer
Never have
to
enough.
bring out the richness of flavors within each and every meal. First, get a medium-sized pot and fill half of it with water.
Bro. It's a good thing they got that tablecloth. Spilling half of it.
Add a pinch of salt, which is used to help the pot come to a boil faster and help flavor the pasta. Then,
Okay,
set aside to
that's pretty
boil.
good.
Grab your crow and a sharp knife. Begin to cut the meat into a rough mince.
I honestly really want to know how he made this. It looks like it's probably just like some thin pieces of beef that are just wrapped in saran wrap, but it's a fun prop. I really like this part of it. Makes me hungry. Bruh. You tell me you would eat
Roll
that?
is soft on
I'd
the
eat that.
outside, but the interior has a surprising
I
sturdiness.
ain't no picky eater. I'd even eat it even with the
Then, gather
dude
the
water
meat
staining
and
the
set
cutting
aside.
board. Ugh.
Mince the green onion into rough segments. Take this mince and set aside as well. Next, grab your skillet and preheat with along some oil. Take your minced
Kinda
ball
looks
and spread
like-
it evenly across the skillet. Stir it carefully
I don't know,
until it's
man.
brown.
He did a good job of making it not look like anything that has ever existed ever
As your
before.
water reaches a boil, add your penne and stir occasionally. Cook until soft. At this time, your crawl will be brown and crisp.
And then this is definitely just like
Add your
some
minced green onion and then the spices.
the onions and the raw meat juice. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring that up. That's like the worst part.
Well,
I also take serious issue with
mix
the
add your
hey, I just finished cooking this.
minced
Now I'm
green
gonna
onion
add
and
the
then
green onion.
spices.
It's like, bro, look at the size of this chunk. That's too much green onion. But also, then he puts the seasoning in at the end. It's like it's not been cooked in at all.
Mix well.
Like,
Once your pasta is finished cooking, strain it.
but also it's just like some freaking naked pasta. Oh yeah,
cooked
whip out the
and put
Tupperware.
into your dish.
Get out the Pyrex.
Then add the crawl topping.
I really want to know if this dish actually got eaten. Like, did they?
Sprinkle a generous amount of cheese along the still warm crawl for it to melt.
Yeah, it's not gonna melt. There's no. I'm just like.
At this point, finish preparing the dish with your flavor enhancer, but allow your
Yo,
dish to cool to a temperature
modulating
of
into a
60
minor key
degrees
now.
Celsius, or else the enhancer
That's
will
how you
not
know it's
work.
gonna be good. That's how you know it's tasty. Dude, that's definitely not fake. That is
And now,
definitely a
you may
real
serve
thing that
and
got made.
enjoy.
And you could eat that. I mean, they definitely just it's not the like here, hang on. This meat on here is definitely not the like saran wrap nastiness that we saw earlier. The green onions really are probably the green onions that got cut up in the meat juice. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I really want to know if later that day if this actually did just like if Darian sat down and was like, all right, time to dig in. Oh, it's super forbidden. This is
And now,
majorly
you may serve
cursed.
and enjoy.
Bro,
You may
hang
serve
on.
and enjoy.
Look at that green onion, bro. That's like you'd cut up twice that much and it'd be good for the whole dish. Yeah, you gotta have the flavor enhancer to be able to stomach it. And not just because of the crawl. I also really want to know what the flavor enhancer was. Like, not in-world, not the in-world, like, lore-accurate explanation. But I want to know, like, what he used to be the flavor enhancer as a prop. It reminds me of, like popcorn salt or something. Alright, let's get this ad muted. But, like, here's a real piece of art. This is the classic. All right. You want
Many people get pets for companionship.
stupid?
They form bonds and grow relationships with these animals, even to the point of them being considered a part of the family.
What's that, bro?
Most
pets don't
people
spy
get
on you?
dogs or cats, but maybe you want something more interesting. Then you may want to get yourself a trimming. These lumps of meat have grown a
Yeah.
reputation to be a loving companion for many people in the recent months. Although most people may not know the
Whole deep fried turkey right here. All right.
proper way
That's
to
what
care
we
for
call
them.
hell turkey.
Today, we will be showing you how you can care for your pet trimming. Taking care of a trimming is fairly easy, but this is no reason to slack off. They are living things and do require maintenance. The first thing to keep in mind when keeping a trimming
Shaped-
is the
if shaped like
temperature of your
Fran.
home. While trimmings are resilient to both high and low conditions, you want to keep your base temperature near room temp.
I wonder how they figured this stuff out. Cause like, did they just like take some trimmings off the street and they were like, well, time to subject them to environmental torture.
Maybe slightly cooler. That being said, trimmings prefer warmer areas to nest. A simple
You know some of these things were just like absolutely abused by the scientific community before people were like, aw, but I like it more than a dog.
setup you may use is a box with some blankets on the inside. Make sure there is enough for your trimming to cover itself. And now, you have a comfy bed for your buddy. Next, you want to give your trimming the best diet possible. Trimmings are not picky eaters, and will eat anything you give them.
Yo,
To keep your trimming
Angelica.
healthy and strong, a diet of dry cat or dog food that is high in protein, provided 2
Also,
times a day.
one of my favorite parts, I will say this is like one of my favorite videos out of the series so far. I love the fact that it's a puppet. Like,
Is best.
just watching it
As a treat, you may give
try
your
to
food
munch
any
down, and you
scraps
can
of your food.
you can see it's got that Muppet
Things like
energy
apple
of like the
cores, banana peels, or eggshells are a perfect snack.
yeah. Just feed your
A
pet
thing
literal
to remember
garbage.
is trimmings are nocturnal and make plenty of noise.
Heaven forbid anyone compost.
To prevent
I actually
you from
fall
having
asleep to that.
sleepless nights, try to give your trimmings first meal in the late morning or afternoon. This helps them be active during these times instead.
Yeah, actually having the puppet would
Another
be pretty
thing
cool.
to consider,
They,
you want a pet
the puppet
trimming
looks
where
very,
they will be living. Your home should have
He did
enough
a good
space
job of
for
making
your
it look
trimming to
wet.
roam around, as well as
Which
access to the outdoors,
I think
like
is
a backyard.
Probably my least
If
favorite
not,
part of it,
Be sure to take your trimmings on regular walks.
but
This gives your trimming the exercise they need, as well as allowing them to meet other trimmings. Trimmings
Like,
are
yo.
a social creature.
like the people in this video, they'll be like petting these things. Can you imagine what your hand would feel like after petting one of these things? Imagine what it would smell like. That's
And need to interact
Not okay.
with others of their kind, like how they do in the wild. When it comes to entertainment, trimmings are not the most
I mean,
active and aren't the
already,
best
like-
fetch or tug of war. But here are other ways to keep your trimming entertained. Some toys that trimmings like are little items they can push.
I like how it doesn't say little items. It literally says little items.
Some toys that trimmings like are little items they can
Little
push
items.
around, haul, or carry. Trimmings also enjoy things that you enjoy as well, like watching the television or listening to the radio. They love seeing and listening to all the funny things.
I've also just now noticed this, but the trimming kind of looks like the nerd emoji. It's got like the big tooth out in front.
Coming from the devices. After a long day, your trimming might be dirty and need a wash. To clean them,
Walk
start
up
your
on
bath
stage with
with
the
a
trimming
gentle
puppet.
warm water, mixed with a bit of hand or body wash. Gently scrub the trimming's feet, armpits, belly, and neck fold.
Bro. Don't get me started on that trimming neck fold.
Remember to be careful around their face and avoid getting soap in their eyes, nose, and mouth. Gently pat dry with a towel when eyes,
They're so gross.
nose, and mouth. Gently pat dry with a towel when done. Now your buddy is all clean.
Shh. It's okay. The boop. I like that the trimming's nose is
And
not
lastly,
really a... Yeah. Yeah.
As said
Look at this.
before, trimmings are
at
social
this.
creatures, so be sure to give them plenty of affection. They love receiving pats, scratches,
Like
and
that.
pets.
That could not have a good
They also
sound
love to sit with you and cuddle.
in real life.
Since they communicate with each other in the wild, it is best to replicate this behavior with them as well. Simply talking to them is plenty enough. You can talk about your day.
Oh, you're right. The front tooth does make it look like an elder mimic. That's a good point. Huh. Yeah, I didn't notice that. But good observation.
If anything interesting happened at work, if you are working on any new recipes, or talk about the weather. Trimming.
I like how it's, I didn't even notice before, but the, anything interesting that happens at work, if you've tried out any new recipes or even just talking about the weather, like the recipes thing, like this is right after the Cook at Home Kitchen, so it's like if they are actually broadcasting, it can even be related to like, oh hey, are you trying out the new mind control stuff? Tell me about it. And then you've got like a way of monitoring if people are actually, you know, falling for this crap with your little meat spies.
Very good listeners and love to be involved.
Yeah, you hear that? That's the face of a good listener. What makes them so good at listening is that neck fold.
With all of these
It's got the acoustics. It really just kind of gets down in there.
in mind, you are now well equipped to have a trimming become a part of the family. Do things right, and you will have a companion for a long while.
Ugh, 8 to 12 years. Let's see. I think we got time for one more. Let's go and do message again. Okay, so what a fella got to do around here to get a trimming to be part of my family? First thing you got to do, dignity gone. All right? You want friends? Not anymore. You don't get to have those because your house is going to smell like feet and rot for the rest of your life, for at least the next 8 to 12 years. But good luck cleaning that out of your carpet. Yeah, your house is going to smell like feet, rot, and net fold. So, sorry. That's just the way it is. But if you're okay with that, then you can have it.
In the distant horizon, the group of monoliths stand vacant. Although closed off to outsiders, their stance can be observed well outside the perimeter. It is known to have hundreds of thousands of fibers that weave themselves deep underground, all connected in a grand mycelial network.
You might be confused as to why you received this package. This was left to you because we share a common goal. I'm aware that you studied Carnis and researched their properties. I'm also aware that you received backlash for doing so. Something isn't as it seems, and you know this too. Unexplained phenomena, countless casualties, missing persons, fatalities, and yet no proper action, and a notable silence about these affairs. People are afraid and confused. Why is nothing being done? Because they don't want us to know. We've been kept
Could they be the neck folds?
in the dark while those above us slither and miss the blind. They have slowly been numbing our minds to their schemes. But they've made one crucial error. Trails, crumbs, traces of information. I've collected these pieces and found their loose ends. This is why I've left this message to you.
I gotta say, I think that based on what the actual new episode looks like, you can tell there's like a shadow of a monolith here. I'm kind of thinking what we're going to be seeing is something going on the island itself, like some people exploring it or something. So let's go ahead and switch over. I'm going to hide my, I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to go ahead and hide my there we go. And I'm going to kind of shut up. person. What you guys think? Camera and no camera? I'll go camera. Okay. I like how cheery and bright this music is for it about to just be horrible stuff happening.
Mission brief. Three ground teams are tasked with infiltrating a previously abandoned mall, titled Facility 0, which is located in the restricted zone based on our info. The mission will take place in 3 stages: infiltration, encirclement, and ambush. Primary objective is to capture the facility and seize the items of interest for extraction. Numerous armed guards are located within the facility. Avoid detection and keep up your guard.
Oh, there's more than one singularity.
Alpha team, in position. Beta team, in position. Gamma team, in position.
Copy. Beginning phase 1.
Eyes on the point. Clearing pathway now.
Bro, they got that Call of Duty voice acting.
Pathway cleared. Give us the green light.
Copy. Green light is a go. Begin phase 2 in advance.
Alpha team, copy. Beginning advance. All right, we're heading out. Move, move, move!
Dude. Oh, man. Yo! Look at this. You can tell how much of a difference.
Lights off, come on. Move.
Going lights out. Bro. Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
Keep your distance. Single file.
green light is a go. Begin phase 2 in advance.
I do really like the sound design. The background music is a nice touch. Oh man.
Alpha team in position. We are experiencing mechanical interference. Should we resume? Copy. Phase 3 is still a go. Preparing for breach.
Breach in 3, 2, 1. Breach.
Get down! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get down! Get down! Put down your weapon! Get down! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get down! I said get down!
Dang. Oh, there's more. Oh shoot! Yo! Yo! Bro! Darian, you a real one. I love the slowed down rendition. Bro, that's awesome. Let's see, yeah, I gotta go back and get a screen cap. Hang on. Yeah, that was crazy. All right, here we go. I do want to dive back into it a little bit because I was definitely trying to not bring stuff up, but I also do want to go ahead and get that screenshot. Yo, that is so cool. Let's see. He's also got my boy Nas in here. That's so cool. Bro, get this Grammarly crap out of here. Let me do. Bro. So, I think what we're seeing with, I know, before film theory, what an honor. My goodness. But yeah, like, you can really tell how much of a step up there was from like message to this. Just the amount of time that was put into it, like especially the fact that he's able to like actually like show the Carnies now, and it's not, you know, it doesn't have to just be something he can physically build. He can actually do like, you know, CG and like have, here's this big like harvester. I think the most important thing that pretty much proves that I'm wrong was that's definitely like, let me see if I can count them, 7 singularities, which not not the not quite single, and yeah, definitely the cultists, because it's the same. I mean, they look pretty much the same as they did in the hidden frame in the Host of Influence section of the documentary, where it's just like this orange background with the robed figures in front of it, which honestly makes me think that this section of the video might have been done like earlier in the life cycle of the series, because it's much more in line with like the stuff that you see in Species Anomaly Report. The sound design, I think you can hear that the same screams are sampled in this. That same awful, awful scream from
Get down! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get down! Get down! Put down your weapon!
It's definitely really distorted, and it's been super highly edited, but I think it's that same scream from Species Anomaly Report when the family is dying. Just like super, super corrupted. But yeah, man, that is so freaking cool. Let me see. I want to go back to the... I really would not have expected this all to be going down in like this mall setting. Yeah, the sound design's really, really fantastic. It is probably the thing that... It's one of the biggest things that sets Vita Carnis apart from other analog horror to me. Is just, there's so much in this that's just so hard to listen to. Here, I'm going to go ahead and flip the light on. Give me a moment. Ugh. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and reload and see if it's just got like the video itself up. Yeah, okay. It
Stop.
does.
Are you losing
This
your
is-
hair? This new solution
Yo,
is like fertilizer.
I don't
for
remember
your
this
hair.
part of the
Yes, it's a
episode.
powerful Mongol.
Save this to my favorites. So there's also the detail of, so the rib cage we know now is Carcass's symbol. Let's see. I guess I ought to leave a...
Three ground teams are tasked with infiltrating a previously abandoned mall titled Facility Zero, which is located in the restricted zone based on our info. The mission will take place in 3 stages: infiltration,
Let me see.
encirclement, and ambush. Primary objective is to capture the facility and seize the items of interest for extraction. Numerous armed guards are
Yo,
located within the facility.
If you guys
Avoid
want, you can go
detection
like
of
this
guards.
comment, and that would help out. But yeah, so
And seize the item.
it's the fact that I'm guessing that this is a document that was given
of interest for
to
extraction. Numerous armed guards
Carcass by the person from Message, because
are located within the
just because it's
facility.
got the image of the singularity on it, I don't think that means that it's people from the cult carrying this out. But I'm trying to get a better read on this. I think it zooms in a little bit, but it looks like it says 4 singularities have been sighted. 3 more singularities have been something and are currently being investigated. I can't make out this part, but several spheres composed of an unidentifiable material
Up your guard.
have been located in various... Oh, that's much clearer. Various locations on multiple continents. Each found thus far have been located via strange signatures being emitted by the orbs being caught on various devices. Let's see. As the time of this document of the time this document is written, 4 singularities have been located and are currently being investigated. Descriptions referred to in document 001.1. Instructions are currently as follows: remain on standby until all singularities have been obtained. Once all entities have been apprehended and contained at Facility 0, begin Stage 2 of the program. Refer to document 00 something. What is that? Oh, Neutrier for basic briefing. So it's definitely... This is the... I guess the cult doing their analysis of what the singularities are, which would imply that they really don't know more than we do in terms of what these things are. They're just like, hey, we're gonna go gather these things. So that's how Carcass found out about the existence of the facility. It does seem like this has to be somewhere within Hudson Bay because you've got all of the harvesters. I think the triangle represents one of the monoliths. But yeah, definitely just a lot to reconsider. It definitely means that the prince is not the singularity. The prince is something else. I don't fully know what, but yeah. Oh shoot. Scene again. I'm trying to remember what all even happened in this. What did you guys think? I'm assuming that these people are guards for the cult, who just get deleted after a little bit by Carcass. But it's pretty notable that Carcass is a government agency, and I'm pretty sure they're coming in here and wiping out other government agents. That seems like it's gonna lead to some bad stuff. Yeah, I have no. Who do you think the prince is? I honestly have no idea at this point. I think that the prince is probably gone. Yeah, meat snake. That would have been funny if there were just meat snakes like wriggling around in the mall. But yeah, definitely the prince has to just be something that we don't know anything about yet, aside from having seen the book. Because it can't be one of the Carnies at this point. Which makes sense. That was something I realized after I put out my video and reconsidered, as I'm like, I think I'm probably wrong about the singularity being the prince. But at the same time, the video was up and I was like, I'm not going to try and take it down and like readjust that or anything. The biggest thing that I'm looking forward to seeing is just what's going to happen when the prince returns, because that's definitely something that's still on the horizon. I don't think there can be more than one prince. I think the prince is some sort of freakish monster that we haven't seen yet. But somehow it created the Carnies. That's my theory as of right now. But yeah, this episode definitely pretty much guarantees that it does guarantee that the singularity can't be the prince. So it's going to be a matter of when the next like 3 or 4 episodes come out. I don't know if he's going to stick with the same like pattern where like the next release is going to be about the crawl again, and then it's going to be about trimmings, and then it's going to be about meat snakes. Like, I don't know if he's going to continue that pattern in season 2. It seems like the plot has very much moved towards... Here, it seems like the plot has very much moved towards being about the more threatening entities. So yeah, I'm not sure where the story goes from here. I'm really excited to find out what's coming up next. It could be that the singularities together are the prince, but the thing is that the end of the storybook is the prince is leaving to go try to reunite with his parents, and then he's coming back. So we will oh shoot! Yo! How's it going? Dude, that was amazing. Dude, my whole theory got blown out of the water, Darian. I don't know what to do now. Once again, we were all very impressed with your sound design there at the end. Let's see. Like, dude. This whole sequence.
Put your hands up! Get down! Get down! Put down your weapon! Get down! Put down your weapon!
Just crazy.
Get down! I said get down!
So good. One thing I was mentioning is, like, I was kind of curious if, like, this seems like an image you've had in your head for a while, because the shot there of, like, the cultists standing in front of that orange glow from the singularities looks a lot like the hidden frame from the host section. So it's like, that seems like it was just very clear to you. And I mean, you recreated it here, like, in pretty stunning detail.
Put your hands up!
Yeah. I honestly, like, when I was editing through the explanation video, and every time I would get to the parts of it where it was the screams from the species anomaly report, I would literally just be like, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the end of that, because, like, you're able to get some really just painfully uncomfortable sounds into your videos. They're on the same kind of level as, like, just some of the classic horror sounds, like the femur breaker SCP stuff. Like, that's something that you hear it and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna forget that. Dude, that was so good. All the voice actors did a phenomenal job as well.
Mission brief.
Like, I love the... It's like some Call of Duty voice acting. It's great. Oh, come on. Too many ads on this stream. I'm sorry.
Alpha team, in position.
Beta team, in position.
Gamma team, in position.
Dude.
Copy. Beginning phase 1.
It's really cool. It is definitely not the...
Eyes on the point.
Like, this shot right here was where I was like, oh, man. We're in for something different. We're in for something different this time.
We're cleared. Give us the green light.
Copy. Green light is a go. Begin phase 2 in advance.
This also answers my, yeah. An ad just pops up in the middle of, like, existential, like, awful trauma. Yeah. The, oh, man. This, shot of them, like, just taking out the harvester, I guess, proves that it's not that hard to finish one off. So, like, the fact that there are people who could do something about it in the government, in, like, the species anomaly report, it talks about how the police just aren't doing anything. And here in this, it's, like, basically saying that, yeah, it literally takes, like, a shot from a rifle, and that's all that's needed to take these things out, and they're still just sitting on their butts. It was just, like, something that I had brought up in my video, was like, oh, well, you know, maybe they're doing it because it's just not safe.
Alpha team, copy. Beginning advance. All right, we're heading out. Move, move, move!
This also... It's all good. That's such a cool shot. It's such a, like, that's by far the most realistic depiction of one of the Carnies. He's probably got Darian's probably going around to check out a few other people's streams as well. I'm gonna look up. Let's see. If we look up Vita Carnis, what we got here. Yeah. This guy has a little bit larger of a following than me. But yeah. Well, I think that I really don't have.
So you think you know Wix?
Too much else to add to the discussion of the episode right now, but I want to thank everybody who came along and just, like, stuck around to enjoy getting to watch it together. Really good time to just chat, and I'm glad that it wasn't just me, like, sitting and watching this alone. So but yeah, I'll probably go ahead and shut the stream down shortly, unless anybody else has a suggestion about what we should do. Let's see. All right. Go ahead and swap back over to OBS. And yeah. Appreciate everybody showing up, and hope everybody has a good one. And I'll I should be getting another video out relatively soon. I've got a majority of the script written at this point. and I don't think it's going to take me another 100 hours to edit like the Vita Carnis one did. So just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, thanks again. Heading out. Let's see.